It is telling me you are now live. Welcome to another Gridiron Games. Welcome all are welcome. As you can hear, we got some positive music going on because we want to stay in the space of positivity. So with that being said, man, we got a special guest, very special guest, man, my brother from another mother. I can't wait for him to jump on here in just a second. But before we do, what I got to say is this, man. This guy is powerful. He has a powerful testimony. He's someone who's lived a full journey, right? From the small town of Louisiana to LSU dominance, right? This dude was a monster there. To even making it to the NFL and having a career there, right? He's seen it all. But what I want this episode to be about is not just about his stats or the stops that he had in the league. It's about what happens when the crowd goes quiet, as those that have transitioned out of that space have all been about. We've all seen, right? But it's also about resilience. It's about understanding the transition period and how we grow in that, right? This young man's story is one of discipline, is one of faith, it's one of finding purpose beyond the past. And if you're an athlete that's watching this, or a leader, or just someone facing life after a major chapter or a major change, this one's going to hit home for you, right? So we're going to make sure we can get my man on, my brother. Let's get him in here, Mr. Drake Nevis. Here we go. Let's see. Y'all know how I go, man. I'm always looking to add this thing. Let's do a request to join. If you can, Mr. Drake, do a request to join for me. There we go. View the request. See, come on, IG. Don't hate on my brother. Let him in. Let him in. There it is. There go the big dog. Man, look, man. You know what? I did this wonderful introduction. You're going to see it at the end of this chapter about you, brother. But you know what I forgot to mention? That infectious smile that my brother Drake always carry with him, man. I don't think I ever seen you frown a day in your life, man.
Right. Yeah. What's going on?
How you been?
Thank you for having me.
Oh man, look, I'm so excited to have you, bro. And thank you for taking the time out and blessing the platform, man. We had your brother Delvin on not too long ago, man. So yes, this episode, Cass was excited. I'm getting people in my inbox like, oh, that's my dog, bro. LSU, what's up? What's happening? We got 100s going up right now. So you're a popular man, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, well, look, we want to dive right into it. Here's what we're gonna do, man. Let's jump into some background stuff. Let's talk about Mero, Louisiana, man. What was life like? How was that environment shaping?
It's like the West Bank of New Orleans, Marrero, John Eric, pretty. Anything you want to get into, you could get into. The club, the corners, and it motivated me. You know what I'm saying? Because they had, drugs and stuff, right? So yeah. You had to find your way. You had to find your circle. You had to find your mentor, and you had to find your cover. Just what made a difference in my life was my pastor. My pastor, he taught me at a young age how to win in life and how to walk by faith. So pretty much when I tapped into the spiritual side, the physical, the mental, emotional side, it helped me to take my focus to extreme levels.
Man, I love that. So, one of the things that I know about, I grew up in A-Leaf, man, and there's a lot of pathways that you can go, right? And it is that spiritual component of things that keeps us for the most part, on the straight and narrow. We're gonna make mistakes and things of that nature, but at the end of the day, those are learning experiences. So taking those experiences, man, how did that position you and help you on your journey going towards LSU? Like, what was the process and the obstacles you had to overcome as you were getting ready to move into that space?
I had a fifth grade teacher. She asked what you wanted to do in 10 years. And I said I wanted to go to college, graduate, and also I wanted to play in the NFL. And then truth behold, it came to pass. So, I mean, as far as early as 12, I started working out towards my goals. Actually, was benching just 95 pounds, right? Just started at 12 in my uncle shade, just benching 95 pounds. And like 2.5 years later, with faith, focus, and grinding, I was benching 400 pounds. So
Wow.
12, 95 pounds to 14 and a half, 15 years old benching 14 pounds. I mean, 400 pounds. So I tell a lot of my guys that it's about your focus. You got to believe in yourself, and don't be scared to be great, because your mind is powerful. When you tap into that superhuman, you'll do amazing things.
Nah, man, that's first of all, that's phenomenal. Second, you're absolutely right. And third, man, all the young kids that's watching this, there's another part of that Drake is talking about too, man. That's that dedication. Because I can only imagine when your friends wanted to go do something else, you're like, nah, I got to go hit these weights. I got to go work out. I got to get to this weight room. I got a goal that I'm after, right? So that you can always tell, man, the guys that have that intense focus, that success is not going to be far from behind that, man. Like that's what it takes. It takes sacrifice to have that success. Um, you played at a time, bro, where guys were flying off the draft boards from Louisiana State University, man. Um, when you think back on your first experience walking onto the field at Tiger Stadium, right?
Mm-hmm.
What comes to mind? What was that moment like for you?
That's an amazing question. To give a little backstory, coming out, even though I was a 4-star athlete, I still was sixth string on the depth chart, right? And actually, I played in 8 games as a freshman and started 2. So that's another story. But just it was amazing. The atmosphere over I think over 95% of those chairs in the defensive line room, they got a shot, a contract, a free agent, something, and that's what doesn't it don't get enough attention. When I was there, we had at least almost 90-some% chairs really got the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Listen, I mean, what was Tyson Jackson there when you were there?
Glenn
Yeah,
Dorsey, Ty Jackson, the list goes on. Al Woods, he's still playing, so I mean, yeah, it's amazing.
man. That's dope, bro. Like it's so crazy when you look at the trajectory of how runs go when it comes to like the NFL, man. So it's like Florida had their run, like you had Florida State and the Miamis, and then you get Texas had a little time, and then LSU had their time, and then Alabama. I mean, they we know what they've done over the years. But as you continue to see yourself progress through school, man, and talk, like I want you to talk to the people about what is that journey like, right? When because I'm gonna tell you this part. We were not afforded the NIL space situation. Like in order for us to change our lives, we had to go to the next level, right? You see yourself continuing every year to get closer and to hear, man, I'm hearing my name called. I'm seeing the draft prospect list, man. How do you stay focused, managing school, managing, playing ball and being where you are presently, while also looking at your future?
Um, I think my biggest attribute is I reflect a lot.
Mm,
Sit, listen, pray, reflect. Okay, remember what some people did, that when they was close, that how they didn't finish the way they needed to finish.
yeah.
So just really staying humble, staying hungry, and knowing that you really have to give it your all every day, because I know I was uh, physically gifted and was blessed with the opportunity to go to the next level. I still had a chip on my shoulder. So just keeping that chip on your shoulder and finishing, just finishing. And like I say, just know that um, just really reflecting and just getting instructions. Like, It's not everything. It's not promised. It's not given to you. So I wanted to succeed off the field and on the field. So I graduated in 3.5 years so that I can use the latter part to just focus on training. So it was things like that that just helped me to be in position to achieve it, really.
Man, I don't just think that reflection is your superpower, Drake. I think that forward thinking is also a power of yours, man. Many guys were not thinking like that, right? To say, hey, you know what? Let me knock out my school so I can spend the latter part of this making sure that I'm locked in for my future and what I see myself doing. And it came into fruition, bro. Let's talk about draft day, man. Third
So
round.
draft,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
draft
Talk
day,
to me.
I had mixed emotions.
Yeah.
Being an All American and All SEC, and while I was training that, pretty much everybody went, in the first round. So I was like, okay, I'm guaranteed like an early date, spot. But
Yeah.
I was oh so thankful, to get my name called, and I never take that for granted because it could have went that. Maybe I didn't get called. Nobody knows, and no promises there. But yeah, when the coach called me, I was excited to get started. Reggie Wayne, he's from John Everett, from my hometown, and that's one of the biggest stories of my life, to be on the same team with somebody who helped build a weight room for us and
Yeah.
sign some stuff for us, to be his teammate. I'll never forget that.
Absolutely, man. And so the Indianapolis Colts, obviously they gave you a shot. They welcomed you to the NFL. They welcomed you into the fold. Can you talk about that experience, like day one, getting to Indy and just setting because I can only imagine the mindset is like, hey, look, I'm about to show them that they made the right choice and I want to dominate. So what is that experience like for a lot of the guys that's getting ready to, get drafted or have the opportunity to go to the NFL? They come across this so that they can have some sort of idea of what to expect.
Yeah, we had a lockout that year, and so I went to just work on my body more. I was already pushing like a 4.7, and like at 313. Then I went to IMG and got with a track coach and shaved some more time. Also, my rookie year, I was much ready, strong, running a 4.6 and a 40, and just humble, ready to learn, and ready to make plays. So when it was time for my turn to come, I think my coming out party was we played the Steelers, and I had 8 tackles. I ain't start, and 2 Hall of Famers on each side, Freeney and Mathis. So all I had to do is just do what I do. So both of them had like they strip sacks and stuff like that. When when we was able to work together, and in the middle, you say, all right, you got to give them a one-on-one. So my job was to push the pocket and give them a one-on-one. And they knew the one-on-one was coming, and they got their strip sacks and stuff like that. So at the end of the game, it was us 3 and a couple other people, not even like less than 10 people had a B+ grade. And I was looking like, wow, I'm a part of, you know what I'm saying, something special to have a B+ grade. And going into that, I learned a lot about life because that's when adversity started hitting. Because the next game, I was the starter because of injury, but 2 plays later, I was hurt. So then injury happened, and yeah, that's when I started learning about adversity.
Man, and let me ask you this, because I'm glad you went into that. That was going to be the next question I asked. Like, how did that moment affect you, not just physically, but like mentally and emotionally? Because you essentially you're at a high. Like, hey, this is what I trained for. This is what I did. I'm a part of the National Football League. Like you said, I'm playing with Hall of Famers, and now just like that, in the blink of an eye, things have shifted. So, how did that affect you mentally, spiritually, and physically?
Mm, I think emotionally, I was pretty secure because of, my faith and my
Yeah.
focus. But uh, mentally, it was humbling because I'm like, now, I got the world right there, at the tip of my hands, and it's like, yeah, with my numbers, I was averaging with maybe 5 or 6 stops a game. You go ahead and prorate that. You go ahead and calculate that. Maybe I go Pro Bowl, maybe I do something, and then it was like I never got that chance to achieve that. So then you look at, all right, what's really your mission in life? If you were to win Pro Bowl or whatever as a rookie and so on, or played 10 years and got all of the contracts, would you still have a passion for people like you do? So that's why I don't have no regrets about it, because still to this day I have a passion to help people really live a life.
No doubt. So that's man, that's an interesting perspective, Drake. And we don't know. We only know the path that we go. Hold on. Sean said, yeah, I like this game when he played too, y'all. I didn't get enough credit though. Yeah. So he's agreeing with what you're saying, man. Like having the credit to go out there and not receiving the credit based off of the work. And that happens, right? But I will say this to that point, like the true players know, man. The guys that's out there that's playing against you guys, they know about y'all, man. And so for me, that's all I cared about, my peers and what they thought. So, man, shoot, I know Big Sean. Listen, man, him and Big Baby and all them cats, bro, they was a load to deal with, man, as well as yourself. But you said something interesting about not having, you may not have had the passion for people. Is that something that you learned during that time of injury, or did that come like later on in life?
Well, I mean, because like even I'm working in with the school system right now, and they say, Coach, why you retired? You could be doing this, you could be doing that, and I'm like, if I was doing that, I wouldn't be able to, what I'm saying, encourage and motivate you. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be that voice and telling you I believe in you, that you the next one. As you stay focused, you can achieve great things. So I always look at it like it's a reason behind everything, because I know if I'd have still been at it, it's going to take a lot of my time. We working 10, 11 months out the year. You got training, you got this and that. You really don't have no time for you sacrificing a lot to be the best. And that's something I reflect on and say, you know what? Even though I wanted with a desire to limelight and stuff like that, the people that I was able to help, the people that I was able to encourage, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah. And that's one of the things too. What people may or may not know that's watching this, man, is Drake and I were teammates in Indianapolis. And the one thing that I used to love in that locker room feel is you and I having those one-on-one conversations, man. You could feel your energy and your spirit and your care, not just about the game, but about the people that are around you. And I know a lot of that comes from your upbringing. And like you talked about earlier in the segment of the show, your pastor and finding that faith-filled space. But as we know throughout the Bible and throughout history, man, there's always change and there's always transition. And so you were on a couple different teams while you were in the NFL. So when that routine changed or the role wasn't just guaranteed, how did you stay grounded in that situation?
Just was like honestly, if you stay focused and know that God love you, he never gonna forsake you. So even though I was bouncing around the league, I know that I can't lose as long as I got him. No matter if it's chaos or it feel like it's cloudy, no matter if I feel like my back's against the wall, he'll never put me in a position to let me just be down and out. So I mean, of course, I've been through things in life, circumstances, and stuff like that. He just always came through. So I mean, it get the more mature you get, it get tougher. The closer the purpose you get, it get tougher. But you're not the pilot. So as long as you know you're not the pilot, as long as you know you're not the author of your story, but you are the star player in your story, you can't lose. Like the movie 300. Like, come on now, he getting shot at, but he still. It's a fixed fight.
Yeah.
So you just gotta know that it's a fixed fight and keep showing up every day. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself grace to forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying? And dust your shoulders off every day, reset every day, and it's gonna be well. But I think that as long as you find that circle of support,
yeah,
you stone proof. You know what I'm saying? You well, you good. And that's pretty much what helps me when I go through things. You know what I'm saying? I have mentors twice my age that I can call on. I have,
Mm.
you know, prayer warriors, you know what I'm saying, in my circle. So it's really, you know, you build you a solid team. And that's what that's what's determining factor to keep you winning.
Man, there's so many gems, Drake, that I wish we had time. I want to make sure I stay on schedule with our time because I know you got a hard stop. But there's so many gems that you dropped that I know these young fellas need to hear, and young women as well, especially in the athletic spaces, about building a team. And when we say a team, it can't just be sports. It have to be outside of that, man. We need mentorship in life. We need a life team. We need guidance financially. We need a finance team. We need people that we can call on, like when we just really need help figuring it out, a spiritual team, right? So we got to be able to formulate bonds. And one of the things is, I was reading the scriptures, and one of the things that it talked about is like us getting ourselves together. Like, we need people, bro. Like, I go far against the whole model about YOLO and don't let people ride your wave. Like, nah, bro, if you create a wave, bro, and you dealing with the right people, why would we not want people to jump on that wave, man? Was it a rising tide raises all boats? Like, we're stronger together, and you're in a unique position, being at the school, and shaping the minds of these kids. NIL is shaping the college football space in a different way, man. How have you seen that affect the kids, even at the high school level that you are at, in the NIL space?
It's a it's a great opportunity for people to help their families
Mm,
earlier than getting in the league. So I mean, you know, it's a business, but my thing is invest in yourself early so
mm.
you could get rewarded early. You're
Nice. Nice. Well, having NFL contracts, you've made money in your time and things of that nature. Um, what have you come to understand, just about money and like the maturity from your own journey in the financial space? What are some things that you've learned?
um I, I had some ups and downs because of you know and no no shade or whatnot, but just make sure you hands on with your funds. Make
Mm.
sure you finding how you can grow every single dollar, because you know when bills and life happens, uh, you know that pot, that account is gonna take a hit. So you got to find out, what can I do to grow my pot and not just sit on it and think, you know, that it's gonna grow with just certain investments. Like really find some way to get educated. Really find that niche that is going to really help you multiply it. And even if it don't multiply, like just have something residual, something coming in. So really just learn the value of a dollar. Learn the value of a dollar, and don't be ashamed to roll your sleeves up and get certain things out the mud.
No, hey, man, that's absolutely, absolutely. What you're talking about is planning, bro. And that's so important. Not too long ago, I wrote a book, Drake, called What to Do When It's Done, Navigating Life After the Game. And I talked about transition. A lot of us as athletes, man, we carry a lot of star power, but when we're in the game, nobody teaches us how to use that and position ourselves as we continue to move through life, right? Because sports, no matter how long you play, man, is only a small segment of your life. I mean, hell, like Tom Brady played 20 years, Ray Brown played 20 years. All right, that's great. Even if they come out in their 40s, you still got 40, 50 years of life left to continue to live. And so one of the things that I want to get across in this show, and why I started this show, is to talk about people that have done it, so that we're not just hearing, theories about things, but people that have actually been in the space and that have seen what life is like outside of the game. That's where we are now. Because when you're in it, it's like, man, listen, I'm doing well. Money's coming in. I'm balling. This ain't gonna never stop, right? Because we're youthful. We're young, 20-some years old, right? But when you come out of it, you do see that part of life stops, man, and you shaking your head because you understand. So my question to you is, like, what was the transition out of football like for you? And then like what kind of emotions or challenges came with stepping into that new chapter?
Um, it was tough.
Okay.
It was tough because you used to seeing a certain lifestyle. You used to seeing a certain lifestyle, but the thing is that I guess I wasn't too flashy to where I didn't get no crazy bills and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you felt it. You know what I'm saying? You felt it, and so I'm just working my way back, working with mentors and stuff, financial mentors, business coach, life coaches, and I guess through that rough patch, like if was kept me from not going to that dark place was my faith
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that I planted seeds. So it's a lot of people who planted seeds with finances that they did.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta make sure that you don't give up on those seeds. Go ahead and put a name to those seeds and call that harvest forward. Because if you're not really speaking to it, how you gonna really nurture and water it? You planted it, but now it's time for you to speak to it and get in a position to reap your harvest. So it was tough because the time and the stuff. Like that you planted some seeds, you helped some people, and you saying like, dang, like is giving good or is giving not good? Because
Mm.
now I'm beefing with his timing. You know what I'm saying? And that's was one thing I ain't want to beef with the father, but it was like, all right, just help me to see this time and everything, because of course, I want stuff now,
Yeah.
but I know that if it don't come today, it's on the way.
Yeah.
So you just gotta remain encouraged until you go to that high level and know that he's not here, ain't gonna let you starve. It might feel like it because you're looking at the numbers in a certain account, but just look at the blessings that you have. You still got life, and life. Your body is worth over $6 million. Like, you wealthy. You know what I'm saying? You got life. You got things to give thanks for. It's just that when you get to that place, have a plan to
Mm.
help somebody else. Have a plan to keep investing, because if you stay with the same mindset, it's gonna happen again, like winning the lottery.
Yeah. No, no doubt. Now, one of the things that I want to harp on is what you said. That's actually a biblical principle, man, is you can't beef with the father timing, bro. Like everything is beautiful in his time. And a lot of times the reason why we want things, at least in my opinion, Drake, is because there's a certain pain that's coming with lack. And instead of looking at that pain and learning from that adversity, we want that to be eradicated right now. We don't like that feeling. But it's within that adversity that allows us to grow and allows us to mature and allows us to take on another mindset. Because a lot of times when God does give us the thing that we thought we wanted, we actually have elevated ourselves, whether that be spiritually, mentally, with wisdom, to where that thing that we thought we wanted so bad, we don't even want, and we want more of what God wants for us once we start understanding his timing. And I think that when I'm watching you and I'm watching Delvin and y'all coaching those kids, man, I see pure passion, bro. I see pure passion in what y'all talking about. I see the seeds that y'all are planting into them. Y'all are doing the work that most won't do. That most won't do. That work that's not rewarded through the world, but it's rewarded through the individuals of who y'all helping, man. So I encourage y'all to keep doing that. It's a joy to watch. Definitely got to get out there and be a came from, Drake. I get out there in the trenches with you, baby.
We're gonna get some going in your way.
Hey man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So here's a question that I have, man, as we get ready to wrap this stuff up, man. If you could speak to your younger self, but not to change anything, right? But just to like offer perspective, okay? What would you want him to know?
Hmm. Just want him to know that uh, education is important. Stay with your faith, but Don't just be all out with your faith. Work the practical side. Work the practical side and just have balance. Have balance, live life. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and keep doing what you're doing. Your older self will appreciate the grind and the structure it took to get to that level. Because my older self, I appreciate a lot of sacrifices that I did. I appreciate a lot of things that I turned down, and it's benefiting me because it's not like I'm picking up. I got to overcome a lot of habits that I'm still trying to recover from my younger self. So yeah, definitely. The world it got a lot to do about finances. So make sure you do whatever you got to do to get ahead of the curve. So when you grow up, your time, you can do whatever you want with it, because it's still going to be helping people, but you don't have to punch a clock on certain things.
I love that, bro. I love that. I love that perspective. So then that brings me up to this, because I think with maturity and with growth comes a different perspective. I don't think I know that. So what does success mean to you now versus what it meant to you back then?
Success is the impact that make on people. Even though I didn't personally make Pro Bowls, I was able to help a lot of Pro Bowlers and All-Stars say, look, if I could get 20% more of your performance with you getting better with your faith and your focus, let's dial in on that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love, to get help people get to the results, because I know if I could reach you mentally, your performance is gonna go up 30%. If I have to dig deep, we could go up 30, 40%, but I know I could get at least 30% without even thinking from anybody. That's just a gift I got, because I assess, all right, what we saying, all right, what's our habits, what's our routine, and what's our attitude. And once I pretty much assess 5 things and give that person a game plan with 5 things, your success go up at least 30%, if not more, quickly.
That's good, man. That is really good. That is really, really good. Wow. I'm actually thinking about what you're saying, man. You're coming from a space of being a servant. That's what it is. And that makes so much sense because of what you do now, what you've always done, and how you are. You've always had that servant mentality. For the people, and we'll, like I said, I know we got to wrap up here in a minute, but for the people that may have seen you play or maybe never seen a snap, right? And they're listening to this, what kind of impact do you want your story to leave on those people?
Can you say that one more time? The intercom went off.
Got you. Yeah. For the people that may have not seen you play, and for those that have seen you play, what kind of impact do you want your story to leave behind on those particular individuals?
Fate been a huge part of my life, and that grind. So as long as you fix your fate, tap in spiritually, and it'll really put you ahead of the curve. Tap in spiritually and outwork everybody. It's a lot of things that we could talk about. I have a lot of stories, so I'm gonna just have to set up another one with you.
All right, sounds good. And I'll let you go. This is the last one. I got to get it off because if I don't, Delvin gonna get on me, man. But this specifically came from my boy Delvin, our brother Delvin B. He said, ask Drake, why does speaking things into existence matter so much to him, and what does it mean to him?
Oh, speaking things into existence,
He said, why does it matter so much to you? That was his question.
Because I seen it happen. I've seen surgery being canceled by saying knee, you're not torn, and come the next day, the doctor say, Mr. Nevis, your knee is not torn. But 3 weeks ago, he said your knee is torn and you can't recover without surgery. So definitely, your words are powerful, and that's really, the monster in me that the Father, He's allowed me to tap into, and not only just for me. It's like I really have a passion for people, whatever they're going through.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, because I know for sure it's nothing too hard for God. You know what I'm saying? So let's speak it in existence. It's finances, it's emotional. Like let's get to work, because I want us all to achieve results, because it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? It's not rocket science. So just like seeing my brother with his neck, I was on him. I was like, keep with it, keep with it, keep with it. And so it's just amazing to serve with him, serve with him and see us all, sharing the same message to them kids. We gotta share that message with them, because you never know how long or how short you're gonna play. But you could take that word from your spiritual side, and you could take it with you.
Man. Drake, brother, I appreciate you, man. We are 3 minutes before your end time. I want to make sure that I respect your time, bro. Thank you so much for the wisdom that you dropped, man. I know my life was blessed from it, and I know the people that'll watch this life will be blessed from it, man. Have an amazing day, bro, and we definitely gonna be in touch for sure, man.
Absolutely, we can get it popping again. It's a lot of stuff that I just want a lot of people to hear, and I'm willing and excited to get it going. Proud of you, brother. Great to see you, and talk soon.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man. Talk
Yes,
soon.
sir.
All right.
Later.
So as Mr. Drake gets ready to go and get into his space, man, Gridiron Gains, listen, that was Mr. Drake Nevis. I hope you guys were able to gain and glean a lot of wisdom from what this brother dropped. Great brother, great spiritual brother. He's done it for the athletes that are watching and have aspirations to go where he's been. He's done it. And so make sure that y'all tap in with him on his social media so that you can see the impact that he's having on the generation that's to come. And so with that being said, man, always remember that when you align with the divine, everything will be fine. I am praying for great success for everybody that watches this thing. Run well, young lions. It's your man, Tony the Tycoon. I'm out.